There is swelling around the left eye of Barkley, and I'll tell you, I think I see a hint of red over the left eye of Iran Barkley. Nunn again ripping the uppercut on the inside. That'll do it for round 5. A round in which Micheal Nunn really established control again in this bout and did it primarily with an uppercut. Let's hear what they say in there.
Yeah.
That's it? Got the mouthpiece?
Yeah, I got it.
So that's what I wanted. So you were countering a lot sharper off the ropes there. You gave him the first minute and a half to shoot some steam, right? Okay. Then you took it to him. Nice.
In Barkley's corner, and they are working on what looks like a very small cut over the left eye.
Good. Yeah.
Bang him under that armpit when you stick an arm out there. Bang it right up under it.
Okay.
Keep pushing, Blake.
Shorten up, Iran.
Am I working good?
You're working great, Iran. Great. You're backing him up. You're keeping the pressure. Eddie, clean up that eye.
A little cheerleading there from Ahmad Bey. I don't know if he's working great, but he is pressing Nunn, and unfortunately in that 5th round, he got hit with lots of counter shots. We move into the 6th. Barkley, the former WBC middleweight champion. Nunn, the current IBF champion. Nunn undefeated. Barkley at 25-5. And now Micheal Nunn using his movement a bit, beckoning Barkley to come to him. It's a more serious Micheal Nunn than started out this bout, though. Why shouldn't he be? Barkley has shown him something in this bout, even if Nunn would be ahead, which I would think he would be. Red Barkley has landed some shots. Barkley hitting on the break, but that may be tit for tat. Nunn has hit him after the bell 2 or 3 times at the end of the round.
Stay busy, Iran. Stay busy. That's it, Iran. Good, Iran. That's it.
Nunn now showing some of that movement to Barkley, telling Barkley to come out, and Barkley says, come to me. And Barkley says, hey, you're running around the ring. Nunn nails him with an uppercut for his trouble. Well, if Nunn doesn't remind you of a Ray Leonard and an Ali in that posture, no one ever will.
This fight. This is sports fight, okay?
I'm not Carlos Padilla lambasting both men for their behavior. I'm not suggesting Micheal Nunn has reached the plateau of Leonard or Ali, but he has the look of them.
That's it, all right.
Nunn lands the right hand, and I think that left eye is bothering Barkley a little bit. Nunn now landing combinations. Good left hand and a right hook by Nunn. Nunn boxing superbly here against Iran Barkley. Pushing him off, showing his strength and his boxing ability. A dazzling round right now for Micheal Nunn. He is taunting Barkley, nailing him with big shots. Barkley flailing away, Nunn pulling him in, an illegal move, and he'll probably get a warning from Padilla for it. And so in this round, Micheal Nunn has lit up. Turns to righty, a posture he seldom uses. Nunn just holding Barkley off. And so in this 6th round, Micheal Nunn has reverted back to some boxing that some people used to think he did too much of, but in the process, he has landed some major league shots and certainly dominated round 6. We've reached the halfway point in this match. Iran Barkley is certainly still there, though probably well behind on scorecards, and this is why. In the 6th round, Micheal Nunn came to life, landing good combinations. As Barkley came in, good uppercut by Nunn. We're heading into round 7. The good news for Iran Barkley is apparently that small nick over the left eye is not giving him any trouble. The bad news is he is having trouble hitting Micheal Nunn. is swelling around that left eye. It is starting to close a bit. And that's the same eye that closed on Barkley when he fought Roberto Duran. Good body work by Barkley. Although a lot of those blocked by Nunn, but still Iran is going downstairs well. Nunn shakes his head, Well, Michael Nunn with only one round of boxing in 1989, getting more work here against Iran Barkley. No question about his stamina or Barkley's, although Barkley did fade against Roberto Duran in their 12-rounder. Nunn using more movement, not landing that often in this round. There's the jab by Nunn. When the fight is in the center of the ring, Iran having a real tough time landing against Nunn. Obviously, it works better for him when he's got Nunn cornered. The uppercut just missing by Nunn. He's loading up for that punch. He wants it, and he feels that's the one that will knock Barkley out. Meanwhile, Nunn trying to work on the swollen eye of Barkley with the jab. It's not landing that effectively right now. Nunn boxing pretty well, though, in the second part of this 7th round. In what is probably the closest round of the last 5 or 6. There's the movement. Tough for Barkley to corner him when he does that. Tough for anybody to hit Michael Nunn when he does that. And some of this crowd picking up the chant for Iran Barkley. He's a long way from home, from New York. And of course, Michael Nunn boxing out here in Reno, feeling this might be more of a home crowd for him. It was at the beginning, but some of this crowd wanting to see Iran Barkley pull an upset. There's the jab by Nunn, and the left hand, and the hand speed of Nunn controlling this round now. Barkley has him against the ropes, but can't land. Michael Nunn is a defensive master, make no mistake about that. You heard as you looked at Michael Nunn was them trying to get the swelling down of the left eye of Iran Barkley. It's starting to be a little bit of a problem as we head into the 8th. I mentioned that was an eye that was closing against Roberto Duran. And remember Duran knocking Barkley down with the right hand over that eye that he couldn't see out of. Well, Nunn started out this bout like he wanted to end it in 1. Landed some major league shots to Barkley in the first 2 rounds, also took a couple. And since then has been a little bit more of Michael Nunn, the boxer. Although he's hardly running from Barkley and has landed lots of punches. Not easy to knock Iran Barkley out. Ironically, the only man who has done it was Robbie Sims. That back in 1984, about I telecast an amazing match Barkley went down in the 6th round. Iran now cornering Nunn, not landing too effectively. Nunn almost contemptuous, landing uppercuts, big shots by Nunn. Michael Nunn ripping him with counter shots. Good right hand on the inside. I think part of Nunn's plan was to take Barkley into these later rounds. If you didn't get him early, take him in the later rounds, tire him out, and then go after him.